So I'm just sitting here at the crib playing with my new MrBeast swarms. And that's when I got the call. Dogpack 404 has released another expose on MrBeast titled, "I worked for MrBeast, he's a sociopath." And to bring the uninitiated up to speed, MrBeast has been caught in a lot of controversy recently for his friendship with Ava Chris Tyson, who now has been exposed as a fucking weirdo. And amidst the MrBeast and Ava Chris Tyson drama, a former MrBeast employee that goes by the name of Dogpack404 released a grand expose on MrBeast that has 13 million views on YouTube right now, titled, "I worked for MrBeast, he's a fraud." In this video, Dogpack basically exposed the fact that MrBeast uses a lot of CGI in a lot of his videos, which I don't think that necessarily surprised anybody. But what got me was the fact that Dogpack exposed that MrBeast uses some of his employees in his videos and tries to pass it off like they're random people.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But the one thing that I also remember is the fact that, Mac is not a real guy. He's not a real random person. It's one of MrBeast's friends that he, rigged challenges for and gave him a bunch of money for doing nothing, for faking videos with him. So yeah, Jimmy, that's some bullshit. And to Dogpack, I thought the video was very good. It was very refreshing content. I liked your idea of ripping off iDubbbz's content cop shtick. It was a great video. And at the end of his expose, Dogpack did promise a part 2, and when he said that, I was very intrigued on what more could Dogpack know about MrBeast. But in his newest video, Dogpack is not the star. In fact, this entire video is basically an interview with a former MrBeast employee that goes by the name of Jake Weddle. And at first you hear this and you think, oh my god, another MrBeast employee, what is he gonna say, that the grass is fake this time? But Jake Weddle's experience sounds legitimately like haunting, bro. It sounds fucking horrifying. So we're gonna get into this right now today. Because if Jake is telling the truth here, my guy, MrBeast is done for. Because I'm about to let you see a clip of Jake recounting a time where, he had a pay discrepancy about one of his fellow employees' pay compared to his, and he approached, some of the MrBeast elites about the pay discrepancy, and it did not result in the way that Jake figured it would. I'm gonna let you guys check this out right now.
The other thing I talked about was there was another writer there, older comic, black guy. He had a kid. And I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child. We're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fuckhead white guy. Why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up, and I feel really guilty about the way this shook out. I was talking to this other writer, it's fucked up, that's how the pay is, and I want you to get paid more, because you deserve to get paid more. I don't have a kid, and he didn't want to rock the boat. He desperately didn't want to rock the boat. He's just. I like my job. I like, because when you grow up with, nothing, not to say that he did, but I know I did, But he said, hey man, if that's how you feel, if that's I trust you. He stood with me. He went to that meeting with me. I said, I need X, Y, Z or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day. And they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew he was going to lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
All right, I'm going to keep this incredibly real. I do think that Jake should not have gotten that guy into that meeting. He had no business in risking that dude's livelihood with the kid. Especially considering Jake is saying that he cared so much about the guy, that's why he wanted him to get paid more. I believe that Jake really did have true intentions, and I believe that he was trying to do the right thing. You can clearly see he's remorseful with all the crying. And while it wasn't Jake's place to bring in that guy into that meeting and put him in that situation, we also got to condemn MrBeast's seemingly harsh business practices. Now, the next part of this interview is being heavily talked about online. It is Jake recounting how he was in a solitary confinement based video for MrBeast. I mean, the entire time Jake was recounting the solitary confinement challenge, the only thing I could think about was the Russian sleep experiment. I couldn't help but feel like Jake had probably lost his mind in there, but I'm gonna let Jake recount this entire situation to you. This shit sounds fucking insane. Run it.
There's one video I was in, I got paid a lot for it, but it didn't come out. It didn't come out because it didn't go well. There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out, It was the like surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary or surviving solitary for whatever. It was like one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everybody saw the premise and thought, what? You shouldn't do that. And I get a call from somebody over there, and they go, hey, they want you for a video. I was like, oh, amazing, great, cool, thank God. What's the video? And they tell me the pitch. And they try to make the pitch sound like it's going to be like a walk in the park. The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement, but don't worry, like you only have to last like 30. We have like a video. They're pitching it like at first it's gonna be like a luxury vacation. You're gonna have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine, and like part of the video is gonna be you deciding like what items am I gonna get rid of, today, and it's like the choice. They were like, it's only gonna be bad for me to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first. It's gonna be like a breeze for most of it, and I get there, and at first it's fine. And I mean, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, which that's probably not good, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. It looked good on the visual. It looks good on camera. It's movie magic bullshit. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Like, things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, and the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has two modes. On, and off, reeking of smelly dairy, mildew.
These conditions that Jake is explaining are absolutely horrid. Fresh paint on the walls in a small vicinity that you're supposed to be living in for the next 30 days? And don't even get me started on the broken ice cream machine that's got mildew in it. What the hell?
Like, at first it was fine, and you're playing it up, like, because it's a video. And it got to a point where, like, they weren't turning the lights off. I asked them, I said, can we, like, have, like, nighttime hours? And they said no, because it would fuck up the time-lapse shots. One of the things was you got to take away your clock, so you didn't know what time it was. Okay, I got no access to sun. I got no access to clock. I don't know, like, the lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep.
Hell nah, man. MrBeast was really trying to recreate the Russian sleep experiment. They was trying to make this man Jake go fucking insane.
I just wanted to turn the lights off. And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
Oh, hell nah, man. Pack it up, man. MrBeast is out here breaking the Geneva Convention. What the fuck?
I just wanted to turn the lights off. It was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one? If we're allowed to let these cast members have some time off of this difficult challenge, how come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time lapse footage for 10 seconds?
I also find it strange that MrBeast insists that they have to keep the lights on, they have to keep this challenge real and all this stuff. MrBeast was literally exposed by Dogpack for faking almost all his videos, but for this one with Jake, where it kind of revolved around torturing this fucking guy, MrBeast insisted on keeping this one real. That is fucking strange if you ask me.
And he comes in, he wakes me up, and he goes, ask me why I have two briefcases. And I'm like, why do you have two briefcases? And he goes, oh, because this one's for today, and this one's for the challenge. And I go, what's the challenge today? He goes, you're gonna run a marathon. You're gonna do the 22.6K, whatever it is, and you're gonna do it on that treadmill over there. I couldn't say no to the treadmill thing. So I people who run marathons train forever, and it's still hard. Again, Ryder. Do I look like I run? I don't run, let alone a marathon, let alone that training for it. I asked him, how long do I have? He goes, until I get back. And I'm running until 3 a.m. When I got off the treadmill, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk. My muscles were like just.
MrBeast's core audience is children. I'm just sitting here asking myself, what child is watching this content and thinking, oh my goodness, this is great stuff. I love to watch this malnourished man that hasn't slept in 28 days running a treadmill. Yes, run. I don't know, man. At this point, this is sounding like some kind of sick MrBeast fetish. I'm just saying. So very unfortunate situation for Jake here. I do believe he was taken advantage of. I do believe Jake was actually coerced into this spot.
And they tell me the pitch. And they try to make the pitch sound like it's going to be like a walk in the park.
I mean, it clearly seems like he was under a whole different impression of how the challenge would be like before he got there. Then he got there, and there was fresh paint on the walls and fucking mildew milk in the corner. I mean, it truly sounds like a shit show from Mr. Beast. But the next part of this interview that we're about to get into is the most interesting part, in my personal opinion.
Okay, so I guess, yeah, just one final question on
Sure.
a serious note. Obviously, the Ava Chris Tyson drama, and, that's a known issue of traditional media. Did you witness or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I didn't hear anything that was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like when I saw, the reason I messaged you instead of talking to reporters sweetly like I have been was when I saw the Discord stuff, when I saw it, all that stuff start coming out, and the potentiality as of this moment of recording. I know this has been happening fast and stuff has been coming out so fast. Just the potential that Jimmy could have been in those Discord chats.
And Jake, if you're seeing this, I'm going to say allegedly, so that way Mr. Beast doesn't try to sue me. But allegedly, I got a screenshot right here. Mr. Beast was in fact in that Discord with Ava Chris Tyson when she was saying all that strange shit to those minors.
Outside of Ava Chris Tyson, did you really see or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm or deny anything. I don't have any tangible evidence, but I've heard stuff. I heard, people have been let go for sexually assaulting some very young people. Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender on the registry and everything who worked there. And like you can, someone pees in public, you're on the registry, you get it. You can still have a job after you're on that's one thing. You go to prison, you get rehabilitated, that's one thing. Like if you do your time, that's fine. I think there should be rehabilitation in this country. But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that. He's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. He'll be in videos. He'll be in thumbnails. He'll be around. And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you were a registered sex offender? But when I was there, they called him Delaware. It's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently, they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware.
So Jake has just introduced this character named Delaware, who is a sex offender, a registered sex offender that worked for Mr. Beast. And you want to know something interesting about Delaware? Well, apparently, according to this tweet right here from Jake the Viking, they're calling his brother-in-law / manager Delaware because that's his real name. So there's the plot twist. There's the grand reveal. The former associate of Mr. Beast, Jake the Viking, is the brother-in-law to this motherfucking predator, Delaware. And Delaware actually might be rehabilitated. Maybe he's done everything he needs to do in that regard, right? I'm not going to pass that off. But this is a bad look for Mr. Beast and Jake the Viking. And I'll tell you why. Because Mr. Beast is a product that is aimed at children, yet you got some fucking predators like Ava Chris Tyson and Delaware in the videos. And while that is weird as fuck, listen, this video is about Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast made the big error here because he knew that Delaware was a sex offender and he still let him work with him when he's making content for children. But I gotta say, it seems like every day, man, there's something new about Mr. Beast in the news. It all started with this Ava Chris Tyson stuff, but I gotta say, Dogpack has done a great job in his effort to expose Mr. Beast. I guess that's what he's doing here. I mean, I gotta say, I would have never known about Delaware if I didn't watch this video, so. But we are truly living in some wild times where the biggest YouTuber on the platform actually might be having a historic downfall right in front of our eyes. So let me know what you think about everything coming out about Mr. Beast. I mean, Jake Weddle's story was absolutely horrific. This revelation about Delaware is absolute fucking lunacy. And it seems like every day Mr. Beast is stepping in some new dog shit. So let me know what you guys think about this entire situation in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. When you do, turn on the bell notifications. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and play my music.
That's a war crime.
What we do here is go back.